What's up guys, Good here. Today I'm going to bring you the Donphan EX deck. This deck is extremely fun to play. But before we get into it, don't forget to slap the button so hard and sub the channel for free. Now let's begin. But before that, actually, do not forget to check out some of my different guides on the channel about the new decks of this new expansion. So now, Donphan EX. If you don't know, this card is crazily strong because it has 160 HP, which is Executor level. And then, with just one energy, you can use Gigantic Press, which does 50 damage, but if you have at least 3 energy on your Donphan, then you can deal 50 plus 60, which is 110 damage to your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, this thing is a beast, because it has great survivability. At first sight, you might think, okay, this guy only does 110 damage, it's not that good, right? But then, as you can see, you only have to evolve it once, and then it already deals 110 damage with 160 HP of its own. So it's definitely going to be able to successively get attacks off, because 160 is really high on HP. It can withstand one hit from a Charizard. So there we go. This is how good Donphan is. Now let's take a look at the party members that I want to pair him with this time. So Phanpy, of course. Oh yeah, let's talk about Phanpy briefly first. So with Phanpy, with just one energy, you can deal 30 damage. This is not easy for basic Pokemon like this. And also Phanpy has 70 HP, which is very high for a basic Pokemon as well. Because in the real games, I mean the real Pokemon games, Phanpy and Donphan are high HP Pokemon. So they have continued that in the Pokemon Pocket TCG card game. Oops. So there we go. You do a lot of damage, and you take 10 yourself. And then the main party member I want to introduce is Rampardos. This thing, I mean, do I need to say anything else? It's Rampardos. It deals 130 damage with just one energy. It's just insane. The biggest problem is you have to draw into a Skull Fossil, which cannot be put by Pokeball, and then Rare Candy. So that is the main challenge there. Also, we have got Hitmontop in the party, because Hitmontop actually does pretty well. It's basically a Pheromosa. It deals 20 damage, and then 20 damage to one of the benched Pokemon. So with just one energy, you deal 40 damage split. So this thing is pretty good if you run Cyrus. So hit them early in the game, chip them, and then switch into Donphan, kill stuff. Then late game, if you still haven't won, just go into Rampardos and head smash into anything that's hurt by pulling it out with a Cyrus. So there we go. This is how we play this deck. So of course, the Rare Candies into the Rampardos, 2 Pokeballs, 2 Skull Fossils, 2 Professor's Researchers, and a Cyrus. Yep, Cyrus, extremely good card. I don't think they can ever make Cyrus a bad card. Come on. With its efficiency, it's definitely going to be one of the best cards in, well, many generations later. And then, of course, we have Sabrina, and then one Lyra, because Donphan has really high retreat cost. Whenever it gets hurt, you can switch it out immediately. It does not count towards the retreat of the turn, though. So, if you're playing something, I mean, some other deck, it might be useful, but for this deck, you just want to switch it out. That's it. And Hiker, because we are running a ground-type deck, so Hiker is really awesome here. Most of the time, you want to put as many fighting or ground-type Pokemon onto the bench as possible, and then you use Hiker to see what's coming. But after playing it, I realized that I don't need 4 Pokemon to use Hiker. If I only have 2 Pokemon, Hiker still does the trick, because most of the time games don't last that long, and what you essentially want is to know what cards you will draw in the coming like 2 to 3 turns, and that's it. It's already great enough. Especially if you really need to draw into your evolution chains, like, oh, I'm missing a Donphan, I'm missing a Rampardos or a Rare Candy, then Hiker really comes into play mid to late game. So this is how the deck functions and what cards are in it. Without further ado, let's jump right into some games and see how strong Donphan is in the current meta. And of course, do not forget to sub for free and like the video, and watch some of my previous guides. Okay, Steel Energy, it kind of screams Solgaleo here. So now let's see what we can work with here. Okay, we do have a Hitmontop. It's great that we're going first with the deck, right? Because I can evolve into Donphan and start attacking next turn. Kinda sad we can't take the KO on the Moro. Okay, another research. This is actually great for us. That grass weakness though. So Galio is gonna be very happy. They can easily KO us with, say, a red now because of that weakness. But anyway, let's see what we can get. Okay, second Fanfy. I really do need the Skull Fossil, right? So I'm not gonna bench that Hitmontop, because I don't want it to be filled up. I need to put down the Skull Fossil. If I draw it, that is. Can they evolve into the Shinotic? Not, they are gonna be in trouble. So they do have a Skarm as well. Okay, no Shinotic. We're on easy street right now. We can just KO that, set up the Donphan even more, and next turn we can slap for 110 per turn. So now I don't have anything else to do. So okay, I do have the Skull Fossil now, which is great. Already got one Rampardos and a Rare Candy. So if they don't go for anything weird, I should be able to win here. So there we go. Okay, it's just us against the Skarmory. Okay, where's your Nappy? Put Nappy down. We're gonna take 50. Not the end of the world. But now that they have attached to Skarm, I know. I've won the game with Donphan. This 160 HP is just too thick even with that weakness. And now, there we go, they concede. And this is the strength of Donphan. You tank a lot of hits and then you deal quite a decent amount of damage. And late game, you switch into your Rampardos to take the KOs. Speaking of Rampardos, I'm going to showcase it. Not in this game, but next game. We're against Arceus EX, which is good, I guess, because if they are starting with Arceus EX, they can't put down something like Pichu to ramp up energy. And of course, we do have the type advantage here. Oricorio. So that is lucky, because we're running Rampardos. Obviously, we one-shot that, and even if we didn't draw it, we would be able to start hitting them with the Hitmontop. And that's why you have Hitmontop here, because you need to deal with those Oricorios as well, right? Especially if they put them down early game. Hitmontop just two-shots that Oricorio. So now I can start going for Reckless Charge onto that Arceus. It's a bummer with that Rocky Helmet though. But they need free energy. So I guess we are good for now. One bad thing is they're going second, so they do have the energy advantage. If I don't draw... okay, the cord. Not very important here. Sad part is we don't have Donphan yet. But now I can take a quick peek with a hiker. As mentioned in the intro, you don't need all 4 Pokemon to utilize hiker. At times like this, you really need what you can get. So I know I do want that rare candy, so I go for research first and then the rare candy. Next turn I can get a good old Rampardos on the board. So Fanfi is kind of dead here, but it's alright. It's already dealt such a huge chunk to that Arceus EX. With 10 HP left, that's very important. They have to waste 1 attack to kill off our cute little Fanfi. Then Hitmontop just comes in and cleans up that Arceus EX. Well, in that case, I guess we'll have to sack off our Hitmontop. Oh, they ruined our plan. So by preserving that fossil, clearly, we have Rampardos. So I don't want Fanfi to kill itself off to the Rocky Helmet. So I'm just gonna go for Rampardos here. I know I'm gonna draw into my rare candy with this research, so it's okay. There we go. Rare candy plus second Fanfi. Now I do take the KO on this Arceus. And I don't think they can win the game with that deck. You see, all the chip damage was not very important, right? Because Rampardos comes in and just wrecks them in their face. So now Oricorio comes in. Not gonna be important, right? Yeah, there's no way they can get 2 energy, and even if they did, they just can't kill us. But the Giovanni is not nearly enough. So I guess at this point of the game, it's already over. So I'm expecting to see, yep, the concede right here. So GG well played to the opponents. This is how Rampardos still rules. That's why you have to put Rampardos in your fighting type decks. It's just extremely amazing. Now, I'll see you guys in the rest of the games. Do not forget to sub to the channel and like the video. So if you have enjoyed this deck, don't forget to slap the button so hard just like your friends used to slap you when you were a naughty kid, and sub the channel for free for more awesome Pokemon Pockets content. Now peace out.